As of yesterday wasn't bad enough, we also witnessed some horrific news across our country. And I had the intention to present a resolution today, but because we are low on staff and we are working remotely, and just the way that this place works, I was not able to have the resolution ready for you all today to vote on, but I intend to vote on it or introduce it for Monday. And it's related to everybody who received the news, their paper. This is the Wall Street Journal talking about mob storms at the Capitol, at the U.S. Capitol. Our local paper, the Star Tribune, talks about an insurrection. What happened last night and what continues to play out in our country is something that we cannot be silent. I cannot be silent. It's easy to be silent because we don't want to be in the spotlight, because we don't want to be combative or potentially hurt someone's feelings or hurt someone's ideology. But when things like this happen, it is our duty, in my opinion, that we need to call it out, that we need to stand unified as a body, as a country that's worth fighting for. It's our democracy that's at stake. It's why we were elected. I've had the privilege to be here since 2012 was my first election, and I remember walking into the members-only celebration, sitting next to Senator Uyghur. And I don't know if he remembers that, but I remember it vividly, because I felt kind of out of place as one of the youngest members of the Senate. And I know that Senator Miller and I were in that class one of the youngest members of the Senate. And I felt welcomed. I felt that it was just people trying to do the best we can. He welcomed me with open arms, didn't care my background really, just as a person, he was trying to help me learn the ropes. My first term, and frankly my first years here, I felt like Minnesota was in a good place, that we had great leaders on both sides of the aisle, that we were collegial, that we worked together, that we had our differences, but we were able to work them out. Fast forward to now, I cannot say that with a straight face. I worry about our state, I worry about our country, and I worry about our freedoms. I grew up in Puerto Rico. I've heard about trying to overthrow the Spaniards. I've heard those things are still celebrated to some extent. There's rule and order. I'm a lawyer by trade. I swore in the Constitution that I would uphold the laws of the state. And just 2 days ago, we swore that we were going to uphold the Constitution of the Minnesota state to do our job, to preserve our freedoms and to preserve peace. My Senate resolution, or our Senate resolution, and I want you to consider it because I'd love for this to be something bipartisan that we can all agree to, is that we recognize that what happened on January 6th, that demonstrators in Washington, D.C. and other locations around the United States vandalized public buildings, threatened the lives of lawmakers, staff, and the general public, and jeopardized the peaceful transition of presidential power. The U.S. Constitution made the right to free speech the very first amendment of our Bill of Rights. But the behavior at the U.S. Capitol was a violent assault on our democracy that should be condemned and rejected by every American. All lawmakers have a duty at the state, federal, and local level to protect democracy and the safety of our communities. We are grateful for the Capitol police officers who were working to keep member staff safe at the Capitol and hope that their safety and hope for the safety of those at risk. We lost 4 souls yesterday. The peaceful transfer of power has been a foundation and hallmark of presidential elections, and we are committed as a body to uphold the results of free and fair elections that was just held. Each member of the Minnesota legislature swore an oath to support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Minnesota, and to faithfully discharge the duties of their office. And we want the state of Minnesota and the Senate, this chamber, to condemn the violent behavior in our nation's capital on January 6th. The full Minnesota Senate rejects any attempt to subvert our state or our nation's constitution or our great democracy. Members, let's not be silent on something so serious.